It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 Dick, 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 go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
NASCAR scene. Kyle, so many people were making so many crazy moves there in the last 10 or 20 laps. Did you anticipate that there was almost no way that those last 2 laps were going to finish?
No, I was just glad I was up front, to be honest with you, first off. But, you know, with everything that was going on back there, I kept seeing stuff going on in my mirror. I saw one time down the backstretch, I read the door numbers on the 88 car, about like what I did. So he must have had a good save, too, there. But, you know, I mean, you try to stay up front and try to keep everybody else behind you, but you know, even running up front like that, you can have a guy that gets to your rear bumper and turns you sideways down the straightaway, not meaning to, just over bump drafting or something like that. But, you know, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on back there. And these things don't drive as good as the old cars, like I mentioned before, and so we're really on edge. And when close quarters racing, you know, turns into no quarters racing, we're in each other's quarters and, you know, rubbing and banging and turning each other sideways and whatever. So they're all over the place, the cars are, and, you know, it's hard to hang on to them when we get into each other. Sometimes, you know, it's even harder to save with this thing than it was with the other one because there's just so much top weight and we're kind of rolling back and forth a little bit on the tires.
Question downstairs now. Go ahead.
Kyle, Sean Akers, Racing1.com, especially after what happened last year and how close it was, the finish last year was for you. How gratifying is it to win this race, and how anxious were you during that time where you weren't sure?
Well, it was close. I knew that. But when I did see the yellow light come on, I could barely see the nose in the 99 car at my right front fender. So I was hoping that we were the winners, and, you know, it ended up being that way. But I know how Carl feels, that's for sure. But, you know, I was just trying to figure out everything that I was going to do there on that last lap coming back to the front straightaway because I remember what happened last year and how I lost it there, and was just going to plan on what I needed to do in order to get the that 18 car to the stripe first. So, you know, a lot of that thought was going on actually before that caution came out. And then once that caution did come out and I saw I was leading, I was just like, whew, all right, I think we won, but we weren't sure. And Carl and I were riding side by side for a whole nother lap and just not knowing.
Go ahead.
Jennifer, AP, for Kyle and Steve, you guys fell a lap down at Talladega and came back and won. Today you went to the back, drove back and won. Can you just talk about the resolve of this team and that you don't quit and you're able to sort of drive right back to the front and win?
That's him. And it's just a great people at our race shop at Joe Gibbs Racing. I mean, from our engineering to our engine shop and to the fab shop, they build us great race cars to give us great information to use. And Mark's the best in the engine department, and we put a lot of faith in him. And you know, that was up to Kyle and Jeff to get it back through the pack there without getting caught up in any wrecks, and they did that, and that was pretty cool. And it's really special to do it for Norm Miller and all the guys at Interstate Batteries.
Yeah, I echo Steve's statements there. I mean, it's just, you know, the first thing is it's me that has to, you know, stay a little bit calm and try to just get back into the rhythm of what was going on and try to figure out what happened, and so it doesn't happen again. And there was some moves that I probably could have made later in the race again that were pretty evasive, that would have looked evasive, but I just stayed in line because I knew that if I would have tried something else again, I probably would have wrecked. So I just made sure that I drove a smart race and finished it out, and whatever came to us was going to come to us tonight. And I figured, actually, I was probably going to finish second of the 24, but when stuff started happening behind us, you know, you always got to be ready for that and always be ready for your next move.
We'll go over here, Mike, and then back over here to David. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kyle, you said the boos don't really matter, but you seem to be having some fun with them. Are you actually starting to like the role as villain?
I mean, you'd rather be known as a good guy and, you know, be liked by everybody, which is hard for me to do. So I just roll along with it and do what I can. I mean, have fun with it, I guess, but, you know, to me I was just kind of like, what? You know, why? But that's about it.
Go ahead. Question here, and then we'll swing over here. Go ahead.
Kyle, when you get into a situation like you're leading there, and you look up in your rearview mirror, and Gordon's car goes flying sideways, and maybe you didn't even see it, but I know you're driving at the back. How do you not start looking for the caution lights and think, well, okay, surely this is going to end, and then have to come all the way around, and now Now you're racing off of 4 down to 1. You have no idea whether the car is still there. I mean, was that any concern to you at all whatsoever?
Well, I knew it was the green-white checkered, and yeah, I did see the 24 go around, and I was kind of waiting for the caution, and the caution never came. I just kept my foot in it, so I was like, all right, well, I guess we're going to be racing. And I think I remember the 42 dumping the 07 here in February, and I think the 42 got posted for aggressive driving or something like that. So, you know, if the 99 won the race, that was going to be a pretty crucial moment for NASCAR to try to decide on what they were going to do if they were going to make a penalty, but I doubt they were. So I just kept my foot in it and tried to beat them and finish the race up front.
Question over here. Got two over here. Go ahead.
Jonathan Ingram from Autosport for Kyle. What is it? Does it say something good about the car of tomorrow that you can go from 37th to 1st? And it's a two-part question. And are you better at driving the car of tomorrow than the rest of the field?
I think if you've got a good restrictor plate car, then you've got a good restrictor plate car. You know, I mean, the cars of the old, you know, a guy could have done that. It might have been a little bit harder to do, but I think still a guy could have done that. And am I any better at driving this thing than anybody else? I don't think so. I think that, you know, I'm not sure if it fits my style better. I don't know what my style is. Don't really ask me that question. But it's just to go out there and to drive the thing as hard as you can every single lap and try to get the most out of it. And when the car's not right, you tell your crew chief what's wrong with it, and he tries to go out there and fixes it. And, you know, fortunately tonight we did that. We made a good adjustment there at the end, which fixed the balance of the race car, but it hurt the performance down a straightaway some. So we got to go back and look at that and try to, you know, work on what we can do to balance that out better.
Question here. Go ahead.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Kyle, two questions. First, how critical was it that NASCAR determined that you were in the lead before that last restart with Gord there? How much did that kind of change things being in front instead of having to come from second? And also the second question is just now with the six wins, the 60 bonus points, you're 50 bonus points ahead of everybody except for 2 guys. What does that mean with the, you know, only 8 races left to collect bonus points for everybody else?
Well, you know, to beat Gordon out there to that caution, you know, that changed the race a little bit for us because Jeff, he's a good restart guy and can really hold a field tight on a restart and restrictor plate race. And so learning from those guys and learning from past situations where I've been in, you know, I did that same thing on the restart where I held everybody tight. And I actually might have hurt Jeff a little bit because when I went, you know, he went with me and then he didn't go as hard as I did, so I kind of backed up just a little bit to him. And I don't know if he backed up again and then the 99 got a run on him and then got to his inside and dumped him, but, you know, whatever the situation was, it happened there. So, you know, it changed the complexion of it a little bit for me, but I just knew that I had to keep everybody tight on the restart and, you know, up to my rear bumper. And the other question was? Bonus points. Well, for the way that we ran at Loudon, we're not going to be too far ahead after Loudon the next time. So we've got some work to do, and we're going to work on that. And Steve and I have been talking about that and going to try to find what we can do to make our short track or our flat track package better. And, you know, it helps us out, obviously. And if we can keep it through the whole chase, you know, I mean, there's going to be some times where we give up some points to the other guys. We can't win them all, but, you know, it's definitely going to help us.
Any other questions? We're clear upstairs. Congratulations to the number 18 team.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Good luck next week.